Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to break down UFC Fight Night, Aaron Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. Let's get right into it. First fight of the night, we got Rayan dos Santos versus Alice Ardelean. I would say they're both pretty low-level fighters, to be honest. The odds seem kind of wide considering they both have a lot of losses. Like neither are great fighters, to be honest. I kind of get it. There's no way I can pick Alice Ardelean. I don't think the odds should be this wide personally, but I'm still going to pick Rayan dos Santos. I'm going to imagine she's going to want to beat her on the ground. But either way, I think she can probably win this fight any way she wants, just because Alice is pretty trash. But I just don't think it should be so wide. But yeah, whatever. Either way, Rayan dos Santos is the pick. What do you think?
Alice isn't the greatest at anything, to be quite honest with you, but she does throw out the volume. She's tough as nails, and Randa Santos is supposed to be a grappler, but she doesn't really push a grappling pace, and she hasn't even really got that many takedowns. In the last fight against Pucha Tomar, if she wrestled a little bit, she probably would have not made that fight look that close and lose a fight to Pucha Tomar, which is a bad look on your record right there. And I know Arlene lost to Shauna Bannon and that girl Martinez there, Melissa Martinez. But if you look at numbers, her striking was just as good. It's just something like that the judges don't like because I rewatched the Shauna Bannon fight and I actually thought she won the Shauna Bannon fight, to be quite honest with you. So, man, these odds are worse. Plus minus 300 for a girl that's 0-3 in the UFC, and the other girl is 0-2 as well. Should be closer. Honestly, Rand needs to, I think, employ a grappling game, but the two takedowns that were shot on Arlene, she stuffed them on Bannon. I know Bannon's not a great wrestler, but honestly, Rand doesn't seem like a great wrestler either. So, on the feet, I think it's 50-50. So, in that case, I don't give a shit about my picks. I said this before. I'm going to go with the dog because I think that's where the value is. And if I was to bet this fight, and I want to tell my viewers, I would bet on the dog.
Yeah, the odds are way too wide. Like I said, the pick is Dos Santos for me, but the odds just make no sense. The value would be on Alice for sure. Next fight of the night, we got Markel Medeiros 10-1 versus Balaji Oki 9-2. I feel like stabbing the dog here, to be honest. Balaji, he can crack. He hits very hard. He's a strong, powerful, explosive person. So I mean, he can knock out anyone on any given night, but Markel Medeiros does have dog in him, man. This kid's tough. Like he's a scrappy dude. And I think if he can weather the initial storm, I think Oki can kind of fade. I think Medeiros can take over. Um, Not so sure that put it this way. I'm not betting this fight. I have no bet placed on this fight whatsoever. As of right now, I would be on the dog. So for the sake of a pick, I'm gonna choose the underdog Medeiros here. What do you think?
I think Medeiros has good combinations. I think he has a good jab. I think he keeps a good pace for 2 rounds, but I saw in his last fight there, he kind of slowed down as the fight went on there. I think it was Austin Hubbard he fought. Um, and yeah, by the third round, he lost that third round, but he won the fight. Don't get me wrong there. He won the fight. But Oki, he slows down too, but that power is still there in the third round, right? So he's got that finishing ability, and his striking differential is just as good as Medeiros' striking differential. Now, I agree with you. This fight is closer than the odds say that it's closer. I still lean to Oki in the case here because I think he has well-timed takedowns. He doesn't really use them as much, but he has a really good percentage and he has a really good tact for using them in the right space. He as well has a good jab, and I think he has the carries the power, and I think he also carries the volume here. It's 5 strikes per minute versus 3. I think Medeiros is a more technical striker, but Oki he'll come after it a little bit more, and I think this fight is close, but I'll still lean Oki for the pick.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Jordan Leavitt, 11-3, taking on Kurt Holobaugh, whatever, 21-9. Sorry. Uh, Man, every part of me wants to choose Kurt Holobaugh because I mean Jordan Leavitt kind of comes across as kind of a joke. Like I don't know, he kind of comes across as like a gay grappler who wants to twerk in the octagon or something. He's not, and there's nothing wrong with like whatever. But I don't know. It just basically he doesn't come across to me as someone that should be in the UFC. To me personally, the problem is so like I said, against anybody else, I think I'm choosing against Jordan Leavitt, but Kurt Holobaugh has terrible takedown defense, like fucking terrible takedown defense. So I think Jordan Leavitt can take him down, and like if he takes him down, it becomes a grappling match. I'm not saying he could submit him, or he could just grind out the minutes and just win the whatever. Like if he gets the takedowns, I think Jordan Leavitt wins the fight, and I think he can get these takedowns. I really wanted to pick against him, but I'm picking Jordan Leavitt. I can't believe it. What do you think?
Striking is different. Like I was talking to some people this week, and they're like, "Oh, Jordan Levitt's got pretty decent strike." I don't
I don't think
I
so.
don't see it. I can't see that shit, man. Like I've heard other people say it as well, but like, man, I think striking is leaps and bounds in Hollowbaugh's favor here. And yeah, man, like honestly, if you look at his last fight against Hernandez, when they were on the feet, he was right in that match when he was on the feet. He lost that fight because of takedowns, but you got to realize that Alexander Hernandez is an actual wrestler, right? Well, these takedowns that Jordan Levitt, the one he knocked down Matt Wyman with, and this couple on Patty. Remember, he took Patty down, still lost that fight, and he doesn't really push wrestling in, at all as much as I think he should. And honestly, fucking Kurt doesn't. He'll probably get taken down. Let's put it that way. But on the feet, I think it's a wash. I think Kurt Hallbaugh is the better striker by far, and fuck it, I'm going against Jordan Levitt. I don't care. I think even if he gets taken down, he can get up. I know he's a fish out of water, sort of, maybe, but like Levitt's not super strong. Like Hernandez is a beast, man. Yeah, getting Hernandez off of you is like Levitt is not the same sort of stocky bodied guy, right? Yeah, and you said he's a jiu-jitsu nerd. He likes to work around. He'll give Hollowbaugh a chance to get up and one on the feet. I think it's two different ways, and as the fight progresses, the dog and Hollowbaugh will show through, and those takedowns become less and less easy on Kurt. I would think so. So yeah, man, I'm going doggy here.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Andreas Gustafsson, 11-2, taking on Trevin Giles, 16-7. This must be a new match because I don't see any odds here. Giles, very inconsistent fighter. Sometimes he looks okay. Sometimes he can take a punch. Sometimes he can't take a fucking punch. I don't know. And then Andreas has a lot of hype around him. He can crack. He can score the knockouts. Looks good on tape. But who has he really fought? Is it going to translate to the UFC? I don't know. Uh, I'm going to take Andreas Gustafsson because I believe Trevin Giles is coming in on short notice here. And yeah, so I'll go with Gustafsson, but I don't like falling for the hype until I really see it at the UFC level. So I don't know what the odds are. I'd have to see what the odds are before there's any kind of play, but I'll take Gustafsson for now. What do you think?
I think he's the more dangerous fighter for sure. Trevin Giles has always got that jab, but like he never fights behind it, right? Like so it's like jab, 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 jab. Like he doesn't fight behind it. He doesn't throw anything behind it. He doesn't use sometimes he'll use a ground game, sometimes he'll not. It's like and the IQ I don't like and the short notice because yeah he does tend to kind of slow down too as fights go on as well. So what's the cardio like in this? Gustafsson is going to push a hardcore pace in that first and second round. He doesn't really make it to third rounds. If you look at his record, he's more of a finisher, right? So Trevin Giles, you would say he was durable, but he's shown that he can be finished as well. I think he just gets overwhelmed. This guy knows that he has to overwhelm Trevin Giles if he wants to stand at range with him. He probably loses the point fighting, boring kickboxing match. But man, if you ever look at it, like the Gustafson's film, it's never a boring sort of like point.
He's coming for the knockout.
Yeah, or he can also take him down, and his ground game is pretty good, and his ground and pound is very good too. So he's got multiple ways to win. So I'm gonna fall for the hype this one time, I guess, and I'm gonna take Gustafsson.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Ketlin Viera, 14-4, taking on Macy Chiasson, 10-3. The odds are dead even, pick 'em fight, and that seems pretty accurate, I think. I think Macy Chiasson is a more dynamic fighter. Probably more pleasing to watch. Like, Ketlin Viera just seems like this big, plodding, just always moving forward, hard to deal with size. Like Macy's a long, rangy fighter, but like she doesn't have that strength that Ketlin has. Ketlin just seems to always walk forward. She's always walking someone down. She just seems like hard to deal with that size. Like I don't know what it like. I don't know how to explain it. I don't really like watching her fight, but she's just always moving forward, and it's hard to deal with. And I can see her getting takedowns here and being on top and maybe pushing her against the fence, like whatever. Like I think if it was a kickboxing fight, I think Macy would win. Like I think she would. I think if it was a straight grappling match, I think Macy would win. But I think she might get bullied here a little bit. Um, I want to pick Macy. I want Macy to win this fight, but I think Ketlin Viera is just gonna almost like like just be too strong for her, and I think she's gonna win the minutes. Like I don't know. Give me Ketlin Viera. Don't have any confidence whatsoever. I want Macy to win, but I don't know. I'm gonna pick Viera's size to be too much. What do you think?
Macy's tall too. Macy's big as well, right? But
She's
like,
tall, but she's not like thick. She's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
strong.
So I think this comes down to Macy working in takedowns in her last few fights. It's been a big part of her game plan.
She's not taking Ketlin Viera down.
I don't think
Kayla
so.
Harrison. Kayla Harrison couldn't take her down.
Take her down twice, I guess, but she can hold her down. But I don't think she could take her down because I just don't think that's the way. Vieira sports and almost 90% takedown defense, right? And these takedowns by Macy are more power things, and she's always used to being the bully in her fights, right? Like she's up against girls that she's outsized, but she's up. These are two bigger girls in the division, right? So she's up against somebody her size. So now I think this fight becomes really boring. And I think Catelyn does her thing where she holds her up against the cage sort of thing. Probably takes her down once or twice. Just pitter patter on the outside. Just move in, do that stupid Catelyn Vieira shit, where she just pushes her up on the side. Just again, rinse and repeat. No technical prowess or breakdown to this. I think she just grinds her out because that's the way she wins. And if she wants to stay at range, and everything in my body wanted me to pick Macy in this fight, to be honest with you. Like I went into the breakdown looking to see all the stuff that Macy's done in her last three fights. I mean, I guess you could look at the judges' scorecards on that Myra Buenasolva fight. She was essentially losing that fight, and the cut won her that fight. The other two were dynamic wins on the ground, but again, we said I don't think she can get that dynamic win on the ground here. And but you never know, man. Yana Santos won a fight against Ketlin Vieira on the bottom for 3 rounds. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go Vieira. But oh man, I don't know. I mean, if someone finishes it, you can take Macy Chase on finish only prop because I think she would lose a decision.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Alan Nascimento 20-6 versus Jafal Filho 16-3. This should be a pretty fun fight. They both generally put on a pretty good pace. Filho has crazy scrambles. I mean, yeah, he's had some very, very exciting fights. The problem here is like Nascimento's a very good grappler, so I just don't think Filho will be able to catch him in anything. Like he might have some like moments where it's like, oh, is he gonna get this or something like that? But like Alan Nascimento, I don't think is gonna get tapped out. And if Filho can't tap you out, how's he gonna really win? Uh, Fun fighter, man, fun guy. He really does go for it. I just don't think this one's going to fare too well for him. I think Nascimento's too good of a grappler for Filho to work his bread and butter. Like so, give me Alan Nascimento. What do you think?
Kind of disagree here on this one. I do agree that Nascimento is a good grappler, but I don't think Nascimento's entries or takedowns are anything special to write home about, right? And Filho, in his 4 fights in the UFC, he's only been ever really muscled and taken down by Muhammad Makayev. Everybody else, he shrugged him off and did his own thing. And on the feet, I think he's a better striker than Nascimento. Um, he loops a little bit, but Nascimento loops a little bit too. Like, and I think I just think Filho is just more grittier, more. I think he's gonna grind this one down and finish Nascimento. I think he's gonna finish him. I think he actually knocks him out. To be honest with you, I think he's gonna stay on the feet. But I don't think he's scared to go to the ground with him. And like you said, he scrambles and Nascimento. I don't know. He gets good control on some guys, but I don't know if he's ever fought someone like this guy. I mean, Tagir took him down and held him down, right? Four takedowns, right? And the last couple fights are Hernandez and Jake Hadley. They both have holes in their game, right? And he even outstruck and took down Paiva in his first fight and still lost a split decision. So something about him as well. So I like Filho. I like the way he goes for it. I like the way he goes forward. I like. Now my only issue is that gas tank good for 3 rounds? Who knows? So I'm gonna go on a limb here and pick Filho. And I think that it's a well matched fight though.
I think it's going to be a good pace. I think it'll be fun.
Mhm.
Sorry, guys. Next fight, entering the main card, we got Zach Reese and Dusko Tudorovic. 8-2 versus 12-5. Dusko pretty known for getting chinned. Can be kind of chinny. Uh, Zach Reese is a finisher. He can knock you out. He can submit you, but he has some weird moments too. I would normally I take anybody over Dusko Todorovic. Tudorovic. Sorry, I normally I would predict he gets KO'd. I think this fight can be a weird one. Like honestly, I think they're both fucking finishable. To be honest, yeah, give me Zach Reese, but like I don't have the same confidence in Zach Reese that everybody else does. I don't think he's as good as everybody else seems to think he is. I'll still pick him to beat fucking Dusko, but I don't know. I'm not really a Zach Reese believer personally. What do you think?
I'm not a Zachary's believer, but I think this fight is made for him. I think this is the USC repaying him for going up against Bekaev in that last fight because Bekaev was a killer and he showed that he was a killer, and he came out in the next fight and showed that he was a killer again. So like Zach Reese took that fight on a couple days' notice, even though the other guy was the guy coming on the short notice. He still took a fight where I thought that he was overmatched in anyway. I think he matches up well against Tudorovic. Tudorovic is a good striker in his own means. Likes to use this grappling nowadays because, like, I think he knows that he has like a weak
Chin.
chin, and he tries to slow the pace down and everything. But like, my only issue here is stupid ass Zach Reese likes to play jits games too sometimes too off of his back, right? So that's the only red flag I see here. Like if he wants to play jits, get taken down and play off of his back, it's not going to work in his favor. He just needs to keep this upright, and eventually, I think his power will overcome Todorovic's power. But Zachary's also a dumb guy too. Sticks his face out there when he doesn't. I just think his power overpowers Todorovic's chin. And yeah, but I'm not gonna go too high on him. I am pretty confident he wins this fight. And I think they want to give him a layup of sorts for doing them a favor in the last fight. But like he's not as trustworthy, but he beats the guys he should, except for Cody Brundage, I guess. But
Bad loss, man.
yeah, but Brundage goes for it, and those are the guys, right? The guys that beat Zach Reese, those guys. Bekov went for it, right, first round, right? So like, is Todor just not known for going for it, right? So I think he's got this one.
All right, next fight on the main card, we got Ramiz Brahimaj 11-5 versus Billy Ray Goff 9-3. I was looking at this earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this like a massive odd, like a -500 favorite or something like that? That's
I
what I saw, and it seemed wild to me. Like
It was,
Ramiz,
but this fight was Oban Elliott versus Brahimaj first, right? And then
Oban Elliott would win that
Oban
fight.
Elliott was a massive favorite, like -600 or something like that. Now it's Billy Ray Goff, but I assume that Brahimaj will be a underdog in this fight.
I could have sworn I read -500.
It's possible.
Ramiz Brahimaj is submission or bust. I know that he did win his last fight by a knockout, but like generally speaking, he wants to win by submission or bust usually. Billy Ray Goff should not get taken down. He should be able to beat him with his hands. So Billy Ray Goff should win this fight. If it's -500 though, that's kind of silly. I think he's absolutely capable of knocking Brahimaj out or winning the fight. Like just whatever. He should not get submitted. Billy Ray Goff should win, but if it's -500, that's insane, and I would not be betting that. What do you think?
Yeah, same here, man. Like if Brahimaj can't take you down, he's really good with the jits, but his wrestling isn't the greatest. We've bet against him so many times. What's his name? The tall African guy. We bet against him with that guy. I can't remember his damn name. Rock gave him a house. It befalls me.
Themba Garimbo.
That's it. Tembo Garimbo. We bet against him that and Brahimaj got taken down that entire fight. Got wrestle fucked and controlled off the and he was on the bottom and he couldn't do anything. He just didn't look that good. Like he couldn't reverse Themba Garimbo. And there's a couple other times. Old man, what's his name? Jesus Christ, it's all Jesus. Court McGee beat him. And all he had to do was stop some takedowns and throw out a jab and push him up against the cage and in true Court McGee style, right? And we all love Court McGee, but we know he's been going over the hill for like a long time, and for him to throw out a game plan against Brahimaj, like I just don't see him beating Billy Ray Goff here in Billy Ray Goff's hometown. And Billy Ray Goff, honestly, I watched that Trey Waters fight. He might have lost. He might have won though. Like it wasn't clear cut. He did lose the first round, but he came back hard. He showed grit. He showed toughness. He showed he uses grappling. He shouldn't get taken down here. He should be the stronger guy, and I think the striking, everyone. Oh yeah, Brahimaj knocked out the last guy. I think it was more of a fucking fluke than it was like, oh, this guy's getting better at his strikes. So whatever. And he tires. Brahimaj tires as well. Goff showed the heart of a lion in that last fight against Trey Waters because Trey was tiring near the end of that fight, and Goff was coming after him, and you can see the tides were sort of turning if he didn't have such a bad start, but whatever. I don't see that. There's that striking is not coming back at him. So Billy Ray Cyrus is gonna win this fight.
All right. And next fight of the night, we got Dustin Jacoby, 29-1, taking on Bruno Lopes, 14-1. Uh, Dustin Jacoby should win this fight. He should be the more technical striker. He should be able to probably knock Bruno Lopes out, I think, to be honest. The problem with Dustin Jacoby sometimes can be his volume. Sometimes. I mean, he can play pitter patter or whatever. Sometimes his problem also can be like he doesn't have a ton of power. I mean, it's weird. He does have some knockout wins, and then there's other times where he's more of a pitter patter striker. And then there's also the other thing on Dustin Jacoby. For whatever reason, judges don't seem to like him. There's been fights where I thought this guy won pretty clearly, and they gave it the other way. So there are some concerns on the Dustin Jacoby side in certain fights, but here I don't really see it. Like, I mean, Bruno's going to have to put him down because I think like the longer it goes, the more technical fighters should start racking up those points. Like I think Dustin Jacoby should be the more technical striker, and Bruno Lopez has been like I think his one loss was a knockout loss. Like I think Dustin Jacoby. I get it. 14-1 it's a scary record to be betting against, but I think Dustin Jacoby is the better fighter. I'm taking Dustin Jacoby. What do you think?
I'm thinking Dustin Kobe too, man. I think he's far more technical fighter. So I watched that last fight with Lopez and Gadzhi Gulev or whatever his name is. Like he relied on 5 takedowns to win that fight because striking was pretty comparable. But I would think Justin Jacoby would outstrike Gadzhi Gulev twofold, right? And Lopes got knocked out by Brenson Ribeiro. That's who he got knocked out by. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Justin Jacoby, his punches are on point. They're technical. Yeah, he can be low volume sometimes, but sometimes he could just like when he's feeling it. Remember, he won a fight where his foot was broken. We're all like, why isn't he kicking? Why isn't he using leg kicks? Because his foot was broken. He still won that fight. I can't remember who it was. It was a I won a bet on that fight, but and because he always uses low kicks, right? So I was just like, why isn't he using any low kicks in this fight? Why isn't he using any low kicks in this fight? I think it was Dawoon Jung. No, it wasn't Dawoon. It was Michael Ola J Chuck. That was the one that he that was I was talking about. No, but this guy's fought a lot better fighters. Like he should have won that fight against Roundtree. I think he should have probably won that fight against Menefield. So who knows, man? Like you said, judges don't like him, but for all intents and purposes, this guy's the better fighter here, man, by far. And his chin's pretty good, but he is 37 years old, and the chin, has shown a little bit of chinks in the armor. But this is Bruno Lopes versus the guys like you can go down this guy's record as Vitor Petrino, Dominic Reyes, Alonzo Menefield, Kennedy and Njoku, Mirzakhanov, and Khalil Roundtree were the last guys to fight Justin Jacoby. So I think their load's better than Bruno Lopez.
Absolutely agree. Co-main event of the evening, we got Matthias Gamrot, 24-3, taking on Ludovic Klein, 23-4-1. All right. I can't stand Matthias Gamrot. I understand that he puts on a pace. I understand that he's got good wrestling, apparently. I think it's fucking horrible to watch. I think it's embarrassing sometimes the way he fucking kind of lays on the ground and like a turtle position, like a crawled up ball trying to reach for your foot. I can't fucking stand it. Um, this is all going to come down to can Ludovic Klein stuff the takedowns or not. If he can stuff the takedowns, I mean, he should be able to beat Gamrot up with his striking for sure. Hopefully Klein doesn't throw too many stupid kicks and maybe get caught and get taken down or something like that. Obviously, Gamrot's going to look to clinch up and be on him like fucking flies on butter or whatever the fuck you want to say here. I don't know. I can't root for Gamrot. I can't stand to watch it. I think it's embarrassing the way he panic wrestles sometimes. I can't. I have to pick Ludovic Klein. It's not a confident pick at all. I don't know, for whatever reason I'm a Gamrot hater. I don't. I find some of his fights embarrassing personally. But again, that's not a confident pick, so don't. I'm not saying to bet it, but I can't pick Gamrot. What do you want to
Gamrot needs to wrestle to win fights. I don't
do?
think I don't think he can like outpace or like his strikes are nothing special to make it look like on the feet. Like, does he throw anything crazy? No. So he has to wrestle to win fights. That fight against Dan Hooker, he wrestled 5 times, took him down, but Hooker got up, and like their strikes are the same, but like Dan Hooker just went after him, and there's just the what when you're looking at the fight, Dan Hooker looks like he's winning that fight. But if you look at the numbers, like those numbers were close, man. Like you're talking about like 65-64 Dan Hooker with Matthias Gamrot taking him down 5 times. Like Dan Hooker probably doesn't win that fight except the aesthetics. Because like you said, Gamrot doesn't put out a good aesthetic to the judges. And we're in Vegas. Like and they don't really like that fucking lay and pray and that wrestling style, right? All that put aside, Ludovic Klein sports a 90% takedown record. And there has been far anybody that he's fought that has been able to take him down and ride him down. And, it's just like he hasn't been taken down. Is Gamrot a good wrestler? Yeah. Can he probably get him down at least once or twice? Yeah. But I'm damn well sure Ludovic Klein can get up. Now, my only issue, I'm picking Klein as well. My only issue is the fucking volume sometimes, and he's so hesitant to throw, right? So that's my issue with Klein. I think his striking is on par with Gamrot, maybe even better. He throws straighter strikes, he throws harder strikes, but let's put it this way: this is Klein's step up. This is his step up. He needs to win this fight if he wants to show that he's going to be anything in this division. He's on a hell of a win streak. He doesn't get taken down, and he's shown good prowess in his last few fights. He's taken a step forward. That fight against Thiago Moises, what a fight he put on there, man. Like he made Moises look like gross. You know what I mean? And like, oh, he's gonna get taken. No, no, no. He's the one pushing the pace and all that shit. So that's. I like where he's at. I don't, and I as well think Gamrot. There's something wrong with the way he's got looked at by judges as well, man. Like he lost that fight to our Guram. He didn't lose that fight to Guram. If you really look at that fight, he didn't lose it. It just looks like he's losing a
It
fight.
looks like he's panicking. It's just not a good
Right.
look.
Yeah, and then all you have to do is hit him with 2 or 3 straight punches, and you just look like you won that exchange, right? That's just the way it is with Gamrot. I think Ludovic Klein turned the corner. I think he has, and I'm gonna bet on him right now because I think he has turned the corner, and I think it's his turn to finally show why the UFC brought him in here. Gamrot needs to wrestle to win fights. I don't think he can get him down.
All right. And that brings us to our main event. We got Aaron Blanchfield, 13-2, taking on Macy Barber, 14-2. I've been a Macy Barber hater like from day one. I've just never thought she was that great. I will give credit where credit is due. She did have a couple performances recently that were like maybe a little bit better than the past. Like I don't know. Basically, there's been fights where I think she's robbing fighters that I didn't think she won. She got decisions gifted her way. Uh, and then she didn't look so bad. I don't know if it was last fight or a fight ago. Like she looked great. Did she knock somebody out recently? I feel like.
The boss, right?
Yeah. Oh, there. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So at least she finally finished a goddamn fight. So that I'll give her credit where credit is due, like I said. But that being said, she ain't fucking knocking out Erin Blanchfield. Blanchfield's got a chin on her. She's a tough, scrappy girl. Um, yeah, and Hebus is kind of chinny, to be honest. I mean, she can take punishment, but like she is susceptible to getting rocked from power or whatever. So like whatever. I'm not worried about Blanchfield getting knocked out. Put it that way. She's not going to knock Blanchfield out. So is she going to outpoint her for 5 rounds on the feet? It's absolutely possible. It's possible. Or is she going to get taken down at some point? I know Erin Blanchfield doesn't have the greatest wrestling. Obviously, she has fantastic jujitsu. If she gets her down, if she gets people down, she's a finisher, which you got to like to see because not too many women are finishers. Blanchfield can finish fights, so that's good. But her wrestling is not great. So the question is she going to get Macy Barber down? I don't know. 5 rounds to work. I'm going to say at some point she does get her down. And I think even if she didn't, I don't think Macy Barber is that great of a striker. I don't think she's dealing with Manon Fiorot or like I don't think she's dealing with I don't know. I like Blanchfield in the spot. Put it that way. I like Blanchfield in the spot. I don't think Macy Barber is just gonna pitter patter her for 5 rounds and win a decision. I think Blanchfield will be the one coming forward. Yeah, I don't know. Give me Erin Blanchfield. I'm just rambling here. Give me Erin Blanchfield. What do you think?
I got Aaron Blanchfield in a spot too. I don't think she gets taken down by Macy Barber, that's for sure. Macy Barber, I mean, sorry, Aaron Blanchfield sports close to an 80% takedown defense, and yeah, man.
I got a fucking leg spasm. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm
No,
listening.
no, no, I know it's fine. I just have to laugh. I'm sorry, brother, but yeah, man, I just don't think she takes her down, man. I don't think she can get her down, and on the feet, like, yeah, sorry, Macy Barber's last two fights, she's thrown up some volume as compared to her earlier fights. But yo, that 80, yeah, I know it's coming. It's not going to come to that volume that Erin Blanchfield has thrown on the feet against like Fiorot. And I know those are 5 round fights, but this one's here's a 5 round fight. Macy, I don't know, in the third round, it kind of looks, she slows down. She slowed down against who's it, Miranda Maverick. That's a fight she was gifted. She slowed down against a few other people. So yeah, she's a bruiser. She ain't knocking out Erin Blanchfield. I'll tell you that. With if Erin Blanchfield is gonna get punched in the face by Fiorot for almost 200 significant strikes and still not even flinch and just come right after her, yeah, man, she's not getting knocked out. So Macy Barber does she sprints forward sometimes with those bruising punches and just throws these haymakers and I don't see the technique behind him as much, right? So yeah, Blanchfield by far in these last two fights that she's had, even the Fiorot fight, her striking's looked leaps and bounds better than it ever has, right? Yeah, she lost to a better striker, she couldn't get her down. But look at man, she soundly beat Rose Namajunas in my books, right? She looked good in that fight. She looked, crisp. And Rose is a great fighter too, right? So, I mean, yeah, Rose is past her prime, blah 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 blah. Yeah, still. That was a close fight against a top caliber fighter. She outstruck her in the 110 and she took her down twice, right? So, I mean, that counts for something, man. That counts for a lot. I mean, I feel like Blanchfield's got the steps up. She felt it with Fiorot. She knew where she had to get better. She got that step up against Rose again. Do you really think how well would Macy do against Rose, right? Rose is not a spring chicken anymore, but she's not any fucking pushover, right? She's shown that she can still win fights. She's dogging the cage, and her striking is good and one needs to put up to par, right? So, I mean, the girls Macy's fought. Listen, man, it's not this. It's not the same caliber. Yeah, he boss, great, but he boss just won 3 rounds and got tapped out in the fourth by Mackenzie Dern, right? So like after like winning most of that fight anyway. But like these aren't the same. This isn't the same sort of competition, man. Listen, Erin Blanchfield's on her way up to a title shot again. She'll get there at some point. I think she's that sort of fighter. She's got that kind of grit, and I've never believed that Macy Barber is a title contender in my books. I just I think Blanchfield's just the better girl in this spot. I wanted to pick Macy Barber. I think the odds are fucking wide. Minus 250 on Blanchfield. I think the odds are wide. I went into this breakdown looking to pick Barber, and they came out with Aaron Blanchfield. You got to go with the numbers, man. Like, what do we say? More well-rounded fighters usually win fights, right? So, Macy. On top of which, I think Aaron Blanchfield can take down Macy Barber. She's nothing special. Andrea, what's her name, took her down 5 times in that fight. Like,
I agree, and I think even in a worst case scenario, that if she couldn't get the takedowns, I think she'd even be okay on the feet. To be honest, like I
right. I
don't.
think she outvolumes her. I think because she is a better puncher and she throws better technique and she throws straighter punches and she doesn't run in like an idiot. I totally agree with like I said, man. I wanted to. There's a lot of weird wide fights on this card, right? And I always try to go in there with the mentality to try to get the underdog. Is there something that they do well that they can exploit on the favorite side? And I don't see it here.
I agree 100%. All right, guys, there you have it. That is our initial picks and breakdowns. When the props come out, I think Wednesday, we will give you our favorite bets. I'm going to look for some props here. I think there's going to be some spots to make some money, and we'll see you soon for the next one with our bets. All right, have a good one.